I'm a sucker for film looks. These days it's all over Instagram Reels, and the movies of Quentin Tarantino are all shot on film. But I'm here to show you how it's done easily using my Fujifilm X-T3 together with the Dehancer plugin. This week I'm currently in Morocco to practice my surfing skills, and I decided to shoot some footage here to show you how I color graded using the Dehancer plugin. With this plugin you can create looks like this, or this to your footage. Dehancer is available to all editing softwares like Premiere Pro, Davinci Resolve or Final Cut Pro, but for this tutorial we're going to use Premiere Pro. I went to the local market, which is just a few meters away from our guest house, and there's a lot of beautiful colors out here, old cars and a rich North African culture. I shot all of my footage on my trusty Fujifilm X-T3 together with an 18-55mm lens and an ND filter. I shot all of my footage using F-Log because that's the only way the plugin will recognize the footage from my X-T3. If you don't own a Fujifilm camera like me, don't worry, because the people at Dehancer made it possible to use the plugin for all cameras that are available. Alright guys, welcome to the desktop view. Right now I'm going to show you how I use the plugin. So it's basically really easy. All you have to do is download the Dehancer trial version from their website. Then you have to give in your license info if you bought the product. Then it's super straightforward. Just go to the Effects tab in Premiere Pro and type in Dehancer. So I've selected 3 clips which we're going to color grade together. So I'm going to drag the Dehancer plugin on my clip here, and as you can see it already has a certain look, but we're going to change that because I've shot it using my Fujifilm. In the input tab we're going to choose camera. Okay, so the first clip we have is the van, as you can see. All right, looks already pretty good. But we're going to change a few things. So first of all, I'm going to drag down the exposure because I think it's a little bit too bright. And then maybe check what the temperature does. Maybe just push it up a little bit so it's a little bit more warmer. All right, the rest looks good to me. Then we're going to give it a little bit more contrast. There we go. First, we have to make sure that we hit the enabled button so we can see the difference in what we're doing. Okay, a little bit more contrast, like so. Maybe a little bit more color as well to make it pop more. All right, around 39, looks good to me. As you can see, there are a lot of film stocks available, but right now we're just going to go with Kodak Vision 3 to 150D because that's the one I like the most. So as you can see right now it has 35mm film grain on it, but we can go crazy with this one, like the 8mm or even the 65mm. For this one we're just going to keep the 35mm ISO 250. And then what's really interesting is the halation. Halation is, for example, where your highlights is gonna be a little bit more orange and it gives that old school film look to it. So as you can see on the before and after, there's a big difference. Maybe go with the Super 16 one. Okay, looks good to me. And then we have our bloom. You can compare it to putting a black pro mist filter on top of your lens, but this way it's added digitally. And I think it's not that much of a difference. We can go really overboard with using the 8mm, but we're going to use 35 for this one. So that's basically it for this clip. I think we certainly achieved the film look with this one. Right now, let's copy these settings and paste them on another clip and see what we get. So we're going to paste attributes. As you can see, Dehancer Pro. Voila. That looks a little bit too dark in my opinion. So let's up the exposure. All right, that looks already very nice, but I think the halation is a bit too much. So let's go to the halation and maybe check with 35mm what it does. Okay, I think this looks quite nice. And then we'll paste it on the third clip. Paste attributes, okay. And just as we did before, just up the exposure. Yeah, looks cool. Maybe the halation is a bit too much. Just going to delete this. All right, nice. So there you go. That's how the plugin works on your camera footage. And now for the second part, we're going to take a look at the app that Dehancer has launched as well, which can make your iPhone footage look like it's shot on film. Let's start with opening up Dehancer. I shot some videos on my iPhone when I was in Morocco of some surfers. Let's take this one for example. As you can see here, we have my last edit, but for tutorial purposes, I'm going to show you what kind of presets you have. As you can see, you have a lot of very nice film looks. Maybe go with this one, and I'm going to edit it. We can play around with the exposure. We can play around with the contrast, the saturation, color density, maybe add some more film grain. 35, ISO 50, no. ISO 250, that's the one I like. Halation, maybe go crazy with this one. Yep, just like this. Or maybe go with the Super 8 look. I think it's really unique if you have halation on your iPhone footage. So let's amplify it a little bit more. Let's use some bloom as well, because the iPhone footage is rather sharp. We go with the Super 8 one as well. A little bit vignette, just like that. And let's export it. I have an iPhone 12 and I have experienced that the full res video quality is a bit more difficult for Dehancer to export it. So we're going to export it in 1080p. I just wanted to mention again that there's both a photo and video editor in the app. And this is just not any photo or video editing app. Almost all of the features that are available in the desktop plugin are also available in the app. This is really a game changer because right now you don't have to open up your video editing software. You can just do the color editing in the app itself. If you're interested in using the Dehancer plugin, I've included a code in the description down below. And thank you so much for watching. We'll see each other in the next video. Take care.